Good evening, this is TWB. I hope you enjoyed that little montage. A montage that was brought to you by a new show that my friends and I have in the works. It is a Western police drama set in Texas in modern day. And you might have noticed that in that montage there was a very clear juxtaposition between old and new firearms technology. Now, that was no accident. We are trying to pay homage to the roots of the TV Western, as campy and light-handed as it was at the time. We still felt like it was important to recognize that without the golden age of the 50s TV Western, we probably wouldn't have had any of the procedural crime dramas that we had, kind of starting with Dragnet and then working its way around to live shows like Cops, and then full circle back to Law and Order and CSI. So we wanted to play with the technology and see if we could pull a fast one past our viewers. See how many people picked up on the fact that, yes, here is a Glock 19, and in the next scene, a character is carrying an 1851 Navy Colt. Why? So the video, the big premise here was to toy around with practical effects, how to capture gunshots in light and sound and effect, and we used very basic firecrackers. If you've been following me for any period of time, you know that I like to use practical magic and a little bit of sleight of hand in my work. And my goal here in doing that is to distract the audience just enough to maybe slip something by you that you didn't see before. And in regards to the cheap and easy in-your-face practical effects, I wanted to give other artists and filmmakers something to look at while they're using a lot of digitized effects. They may look at my work and say, hey, why didn't I think about that? My friends and I are going to be doing this project on a hard shoestring budget, and we're mostly financing this little expedition on my Amazon Prime card. So the least amount that I can spend on making things pop visually, and the more that I can focus on smart writing and smart acting and solid on and off screen chemistry, the better. And I would love to stun you guys visually, but if you had to give me a choice, I would rather punch y'all in the gut with just how gritty and darkly funny this thing is. So while I'm putting my heart and soul into this project, please be patient and continue to stay tuned to the channel, and I will bring you periodic updates, including hopefully a shooting schedule, which we'll be hammering out here pretty quickly. And we're getting ready to knock this biatch out of the park, because all of the guys that have a hand in writing this and acting in this and producing and editing, doing all the technical things, we've all worked together before. We've been friends for a long time, so we have that chemistry in front of the camera and away from it to be able to improv as much as we need to. If there's an issue with scripting, we can just go. And because of that chemistry, these guys are really offering me a platform to have more creative freedom in the way I write and in the way I rig up the set and all of the little minutia that comes with doing a project like this with no money. So I can fairly well predict that I'm going to continue playing with, the firecrackers in low light and try to do it in a more enclosed space to capture better sound. I'll probably be playing with a little bit of black powder. There's a good chance I take the old Steven Spielberg route. When he was a kid, he would make war movies. Whenever somebody would step on a landmine, he would pivot a shovel full of dirt off of a fulcrum and just, let the scene take its course. So I will probably end up doing a lot of Spielbergian effects in my writing. And there again, you're going to see modern Glock 19s used right next to and in the same scene as like Colt Navies. Why? Because I can, and because I do feel like we owe something to the genres that came before that gave us the framework for what I've wanted to see and what my friends want to see, and how to better bring this stupid fantasy to life and make it not a stupid fantasy at this point. That's all I got for you tonight. Stay tuned, please. We're almost to the point where we're developing a shooting schedule, so it should not be too much longer before we get the pilot and episode 1 out for you guys. Just hang tight, have a good night, and bye!